Like a lot of teens and young adults, I like to watch movies, play video games, and hang out with friends. But because I have Tuberous Sclerosis complex, or TSC, life can be a little more complicated. Some people might not understand what I'm going through because they haven't heard of TSC. But if you do have TSC, you might relate. TSC is different for all of us. But by sharing our stories, we can help each other out. That's why I want to tell you about what it was like for me when I got older and was able to take more responsibility for my care. When I was 18, my parents and I started having talks about managing my own schedule, like my doctor appointments, and maybe one day, even moving into my own apartment. They reminded me of all the skills I've already learned that I'll need to know when I live by myself. A few years ago, Mom and I started doing laundry together. My first time, I flooded the laundry room with soapy bubbles because I used too much detergent. But now, I can fold clothes faster than Mom. Dad has also been teaching me how to cook. My specialty is spaghetti with meatballs. Starting a few years ago, Mom and I started taking the bus to my doctor's appointments. Now I can take it by myself and listen to music on the way. Mom and Dad told me that I'd also have to learn basic budget management, like how to balance a bank account. Dad showed me it's just like the addition and subtraction I learned in school. He also told me I could use my tablet for banking, not just video games. My parents will continue to help me, but also suggested I see a guidance counselor for additional support. The counselor asked questions to help me figure out my best education or job path. We talked about different options, like I love food, so maybe I could work in a grocery store. She also suggested I think about technical and vocational programs to help me develop skills for the future. I also found a TSC group through social media and connected with others around the world. It was so nice to know I wasn't alone. I also found a local young adult TSC patient group meeting in my town. One of the patient group leaders told me that since I'm getting older, I won't always be able to see all of my doctors at once at the TSC center, and I'll need a care team made up of lots of doctors with different specialties. For example, a dermatologist takes care of my skin. A neurologist checks to make sure the tumors in my brain aren't growing. A pulmonologist checks my lungs. I started with a nephrologist, which is a kidney doctor. I don't have any kidney tumors, which are called renal angiomyolipomas, but I need to have the doctor monitor for them because most people with TSC usually get them between the ages of 15 to 30. When I last visited the nephrologist, they confirmed that I still don't have any renal angiomyolipomas, but she said it was important I schedule this appointment and that I should continue to make checkups once a year. It made me feel great to take care of my first doctor appointment by myself. I also learned that if I start planning for a family when I'm older, I should visit a genetic counselor to understand how TSC is passed down in families. There is a lot of complexity to being responsible for your care when you have TSC. Luckily, there are a lot of people who will help me when I have questions or need advice, like Mom and Dad, all of my doctors, and my new TSC friends. Knowing that I have support helps me feel confident to take care of myself. I hope that sharing my story of how I started to take more independence will help you feel like you can do the same.